Probably forgot to delete the video again, so the video might cut off short, and I'm gonna post it as always. But I mentioned in my last, towards the ending of the last video, ended with mentioning this girl, and I also want to mention about like the things that sound weird, like if I sound crazy to you. Like I mentioned in one of the videos, if you don't understand me at Ice Cube, then you don't you're practically dead to me, or disowned, or just obliterated, like yeah, like you're just gone, like I don't know you type shit. And it's not that I don't know you or anything, it's just that I have these projects that me and my friends are into. Now I do have my sister. I do follow my sister on Instagram, which is probably just one relative, the only relative that I follow on Instagram. And the reason why is because I feel like there was one point where I did feel like, even though I did, have everybody as friends and having everybody, relatives around me, uh, it was a solo thing, right? Like, so I felt like, um, I felt too solo. I was like feeling depressed and shit. So I added my sister. But even when I added my sister, shit was crazy. Like people kind of started complaining because they were like, "Hey man, like we don't need, like it's all in the music too. It's like we don't need anybody on the team, or we don't need anybody else." Uh, like, and that actually that was like whenever I wasn't willing to add anybody else. I did ended up adding her, my sister, and they did make a big deal. They're like, "Yo, like we're like basically lying or something." So we sort of were, but I added her because I was depressed and shit. So when she was added, it felt a little better. Like I was getting that Kim Kardashian vibe, fam Kardec, keeping up with the Kardashian vibes. Like I even added Kim's mom, Kris Jenner. So it was like, for the fact that they all had their family, I was like, I wanted to add at least one of my family members. So I added uh, my sister Miriam because she's the only one who posted pictures after and got the hint and all that. But I tried to add my brother, I tried to add my sister, but they didn't want me to add them, or they didn't want to post pictures. So I told them, if y'all don't post pictures in your recent ones, then y'all not in it. Y'all are just like I said, a dead to me, or obliterated. Nothing personal, but this is a project. So this isn't. This is, if you don't understand me at Ice Cube, you don't understand me on anything else. So it's nothing personal. Is really just as real. This is as real as it gets. This is as serious as it gets. So y'all gotta really understand that. Now I can talk about these live feeds. This crazy shit that would happen. So like Ti was the recent one that I added. I added him out of nowhere, right? Sort of. It was at this point in time where it was his time to come in, and I went on his video, and as soon as he noticed me on that logged on, it's a weird connection because we can't really talk directly to each other, but we, it's like he's like, "Yo, man, when you gonna come in on this uh, act with basically perform with him in the movie?" He was like, "When you gonna get in on this? We should like get in the movie together and all this." And that's not the way he said it, but you know what I'm saying? Like he on I didn't really know what to say about that, or how to. We don't know. Like this is the weird part. Like we're having conversations with each other, but we've never met each other. But we just know that the person's there either to send the message, but we don't know if they don't know if I'm the actual person, or if I'm just somebody to send the message. But it all works. They just don't know that it's me whenever I go in. But they do. At the same time, they're just like, they don't really care. They're just like, hey, we gotta make this shit happen somehow. Eventually, it will happen. It just started last year, and already became a big thing. For it's been a little longer than a year, but so we would get people. They would sometimes get somebody else to join the live feed and act like they were me, and so they would just act as if they were me and conversate with them. And I didn't really understand that. I never did. Yeah, I hate it. I hate that shit more than anything. But it's a job, you know what I mean? They all get paid for it, and it's just kind of like, look, don't ask me about the process because I have no idea about it. It's just like a big idea that we're all just trying to get through. But so like I said, so yeah, that type of funny shit would happen. And as far as actually meeting people, I've already did the math on that, and when it comes to actually talking to somebody one on one and like on the phone or even on messages, like personal, like DMs and all that, and I could only see that happening 4 years from now, or 3 years now, but 3 to 5 years from now, to be for sure. Anytime before that is a risk. So we can't do that. We can't. As much as we want to, the best way we can do it is just by like getting, like I said, like these people who will talk for us, who understand the whole process, who cares about us, who cares about the projects or the individual. And we want this shit to happen as soon as possible. But so but whenever I got in the live feed, when we did have situations where I just kind of did go on the live feed and I would just write them, and they would kind of freak out. uh Ti didn't freak out. One of the first ones that I did that with was I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about this. But 6ix9ine was somebody who would boast a lot about shit that he didn't really believe any of it that was going on. He like, man, what the fuck? So I wrote him one time as he was saying all that, and he looked at my message. Everybody was commenting, and it was a live feed, and he stopped. He like just cut the video off, and 5 days later, he posted that new song that I don't want no friends, and I was like, yeah, that shit. And then she got in with Nicki Minaj, and they made a music video. That shit made a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Got a lot of. I'm not gonna talk about all that, but we know where it went from there. So everything was, it got a lot of money and all that. So to me, it's like I said, I didn't want to get into all that. So I do, whenever I do message these people, it does get crazy, and I know they look forward to me just being there so that shit doesn't get crazy, or like like the whole money situation becomes an issue, and it's just like what I can say from right now is that all I'm gonna do with that money is invest in them, buy their merchandise, buy their music, buy their tickets, give them away, do whatever. Um, so that's what I would do, because it's all part of the profit and part of the plan and all that. Honestly, so we call it it's anonymous. Maybe it's gonna come out pretty soon, but Kodak Black was another live feed that happened. That was kind of a little insane. And it's only after then they come out with these songs, and like Kodak Black, so I would write him, and he was a little. We went a little crazy because I noticed that they started. I went on YouTube and looked up the live feed for Kodak Black on one of them that I was in, and I noticed that they would delete my messages, my comments, and because he would react to them, and I wanted to have some type of proof to show like my mom and shit, cause I didn't have nothing else to talk about. I was just talking about like all of us, and they would think I was crazy. So I started trying to collect proof. But they ended up deleting my comments from the live feed and the comments that he would react to. So that kind of like got my nerve a little bit. I was like, well, that's kind of fucking weird. But I guess we're all working together. We're all being careful. We're all being cautious. So I understand completely. So for me, I mean, you know, even I'm not. I am. Even if I didn't, I could easily just be like, you know what? But at the same time, it's like we all get off on the wrong foot. So yeah. So I got on one of the live feeds one time and I said, look, I know they're gonna cut my name off, and I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I know that you're reading this, and I know it's all straight or whatever. So we jammed together. Like I would, he was playing music and I